back to the death of North Korean detainee Otto Warmbier. Joining us now, Dr. Marc Siegel, on what might have happened there. Doc, what do you think?
Charles, I think what happened in North Korea, first of all, we all thought, he was tortured. We thought that he may have had blows to the head, but the University of Cincinnati was very clear on this. He had atrophy of the brain, which means he didn't get enough oxygen to his brain. He didn't get enough blood flow to his brain. His heart stopped. He had a cardiac arrest. This occurred because his breathing was suppressed. Why? Because the North Koreans gave him something to suppress his breathing. What did they give him? Well, there are some reports out this morning, maybe sodium pentothal, maybe
Is that a truth serum?
That's a truth serum. That's a barbiturate. You know what barbiturates do? They suppress the breathing if you give too much of them. So, I mean, I'm painting a scenario here where they give you a medication to try to get you to talk. They give too much of it, you stop breathing. One thing's for sure. It was likely a chemical that he was given that stopped his breathing and then stopped his heart. They took a look at his heart. His heart was okay. The main reason at his age his heart would stop breathing, the main reason at his age that his heart would stop beating is because he stopped breathing.
When you see these images of him being dragged by those soldiers, he looked out of it right there. I mean, could something have happened that created this problem, and how did he survive with this so long?
I think something happened way at the beginning when he was first there that caused this brain damage, this atrophy. The atrophy shows that it was long-standing, and his eyes were open, but he wasn't aware. This was going on for months, and I believe that the North Koreans deliberately suppressed this so that this wouldn't come out and cause the international outrage it's causing now.
Do you think that they...
Of course they kept him in as good a shape as possible after that.
Do you think they probably felt that it was only a matter of time before he passed away, hence... let's expedite, get him out, send him back to America? I mean, it would have been worse if he would have died over there. There'd have been more questions. I mean, obviously, the outrage is the same, but still.
Well, Charles, we don't know exactly what happened yesterday, whether anything happened, because he wasn't aware and he wasn't awake, and he was in essentially, not a coma, but a vegetative state where he had no quality of life. We don't know what happened that may have hastened this, or whether he had just reached the end of the line, as you're saying, and they said, let's get him out of here and let it not be on our watch. But this is an international disgrace of huge proportions.
No signs of physical trauma, though? That this is there any evidence that perhaps he was also physically abused?
There's evidence that he may have been, but not again, blows to the head, and not a lot of fractures that were healing. So it's not like they were pummeling him with clubs, and that's what it was. It's that if they were torturing him, which seems to me likely, that it was a chemical torture.
Right. Of course, we can't forget his Kim Jong-un's half-brother in that incident where he was killed with the powder. So they probably play around with this kind of stuff all the time.
Right, and I'm saying sodium pentothal may have been an experimental drug. Yeah. This was a form, in my opinion, of medication-induced torture.
Such a horrible story. Thanks a lot, Doc. Appreciate it.